You know, WorldBox is a very versatile game. You can do so many different things. You can nuke the entire world, you can make flourishing civilizations, and then promptly nuke them as well. Or you can make abominations beyond the comprehension of humans that are so powerful, omnipotent, and abominable that even God himself shudders at the mere thought of what they're capable of. Or, you know, you could nuke more stuff, I guess, if you wanted to. But today we're going with that third thing. We're going to try to be making the most powerful creature in WorldBox. And that may not even sound that difficult to do. Just take a person, give them a bunch of good genes and traits, and you're done. But no, we're not trying to make a powerful person. We're trying to make the most powerful person, and that takes a lot to do. So let's get right into it. First off, we have a very simple question. What creature do we pick? Are we gonna pick a Navy SEAL, a penguin, or maybe even a capybara? So there's only one way to settle this. We have to spawn all of them in and then literally compare every single one of their stats. And just like that, I have spawned them in 63 different creatures. So now I will undergo the responsibility of checking literally every single creature here to see which one is the most powerful and which one we're going to use for our experiment. And just to keep things simple here, I'm only going to measure that by which creature has the most health. So I'll be right back. And after some thorough checking, I have come to the conclusion that these 5 creatures are the most powerful in terms of health. But out of all of these guys right here, the most powerful is the little pumpkin, whose species name is WorldBox's Maximus. Okay, I can see why they're the most powerful here. Totally no bias, by the way, not at all. But as we get rid of our competition, that answers the very first question on what's the most powerful creature with a staggering 1.8 thousand default health without too many modifiers. This guy's a good start, but now that we finally discovered our creature, we need to start editing them to make them even more powerful. First off, we should start by giving them the most powerful subspecies possible. And here is his new subspecies right here. Just take a quick look. I'm not going to go over everything, but it's about as powerful as we can make it. I even made him blue, not for any reason, I just kind of wanted to. I mean, this guy quite literally craps out gold. It's like Midas touch, but probably a lot more painful. I can't really imagine that. Jeez, yeah. But of course, this didn't actually change too much about his subspecies as a whole. So now we're going to go into his traits and give him the best possible traits and see how that ends up. And here are his brand new traits like so. Once again, too many of them to even count. People love this guy. Flowers grow when he walks by. Just look at all the ones he has up there. So looking at him now, a crisp 123,000 health, 16,000 mana, 13,000 stamina, and without any weapons at all, can do up to 100 damage, has a critical chance almost every hit, 67 speed. You get the idea. This guy's already super powerful. And we haven't even touched on the last base game editor yet. And yes, I said base game because I forgot to mention, we are first going to be making the most powerful person in default WorldBox. But as soon as we do that, we're going to use mods like the sandbox mod right here to make him as physically possible as the game will allow without crashing. And then of course, we're going to see if we can even kill him at that point. But going into his genetics here, he's already very overpowered, but the only thing that we can do is begin to change up his genes to make them as powerful as possible. So let me go ahead and dilly-dally with this a bit and see what I can do. And now take a look at his genes right here. I have changed them all to make him as powerful as possible while not concerning myself with silly things such as diplomacy. Just take a look at this guy, dude. He is walking diplomacy right there. So all of his chromosomes will match that. And let's just take a look at how powerful he is. I have not checked. 646,000 health, 80 speed, 10 attack speed, which is the max, 99 armor, meaning he reflects 99% of incoming damage, almost 300 attack damage without even holding a weapon. And you know, honestly, you may have seen a more powerful creature in WorldBox than this before. However, this guy's level 1. If we took the time and got him to level 20 or 30, this number of health would range into the millions. And remember, we're not just looking at health, we're looking at everything here, like his 18,000 stamina. However, the only downside of this guy is because he's, you know, a freaking pumpkin without hands. I mean, just look at that thing right here. He is unable to wield any equipment or weapons, but honestly, I don't really think it matters. This guy is still extremely powerful, so I think it's finally time that this guy deserves a name instead of Exaz or whatever it is. What's a name that the most powerful creature ever conceived in WorldBox deserves? Let me think. Boom. Perfect. Susan. Beautiful. And yes, Susan is in fact a dude. Just don't worry about it at all. But with Susan born into the world, I have to say, at least from what I'm capable of, this is all I can do to him in the base game. Nothing else. But he certainly is nothing to scoff at, as this is pretty much the most powerful creature you can make in all of WorldBox default game. But now, it's time to kick it in to the sandbox mod. And if you've never seen the sandbox mod before, well, let me just show you. If we go back into Susan's genes, you may notice this in his genetics. Select a stat to begin editing. Let's just go over to his health right here. With this mod, you can type in how much health he has. So we have now just given Susan a crisp 1 billion health. That seems pretty powerful, right? Wrong. Actually, no. Because if we go back over to Susan, giving him that much health breaks the game. Now it says he has negative 2.1 billion health, which as a matter of fact, it makes him the weakest creature in the game. Because the thing about this mod is you can add integers so big, such as 1 billion, that the game can physically not comprehend how powerful these creatures are and literally makes them weak. It's a case of suffering from success here. So what we're gonna have to do for all of these stats is edit them so perfectly that Susan ends up with roughly 2.1 billion health, which from what I understand is the max that you can do without crashing the game. I know it's a bit unfortunate, but it's still 2 billion health. I don't think there's anyone gonna be out here complaining about that. So let me come out here and start fiddling with these stats some. And we finally got the health down by putting in 19 million health to the genetics. Because that health is being boosted by all of his different traits here, Susan now has 2 billion health. And let's see if we can't do the same for the rest of these stats. And so now I just went into every single stat I can still edit and put in 1 billion for all of them. But yeah, I think I might have done too much once again, because now he has negative 2 billion speed. So in one last try here, let me actually fix all this. And finally, I told you it was more than just plugging in a bunch of zeros. After a lot of careful editing, I think I have finally made the most powerful creature in WorldBox. 2 billion health, 2 billion damage, 99% of damage is reflected because this can't go up to 100 or more, which actually means since he reflects 99% of damage, only 1% of real damage gets in, meaning effectively he has 200 billion health, a 2.1 billion% critical chance, 2.1 billion speed, 10 attack speed. I know that's underwhelming, but apparently it doesn't go higher than that. Max of all stats. And even without immortality, he will still live for 1.5 billion years. And he's all level 1. Now he's so fast, you can't even see him move when he walks. And then he just teleports half the time, too. So now we need to take a quick test and see if we can even kill this guy. Like, let's see what goes on here. We're going to start with some Sarbombas. I think his favorite tag disappeared, but I didn't see anything. Let's see. No, he's A-okay. As a matter of fact, let's see if we even did a divot to him. No, we did not. We didn't even scratch his health. Actually, as a matter of fact, out of this entire health bar, you can see a little tiny sliver gone right there. That's all we did. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if we can even kill this guy. The Sarbombas literally won't do anything. I could be here for the next 2 minutes and nothing would happen. Here, let me just be here for the next 2 minutes. I'm gonna keep doing this right now for 2 minutes, and I'll be right back, and let's see if this guy's dead. And that's probably 2 minutes. Let's click on him right here. It is flame in the fire. Nothing at all. Great. So let's just click unpause. Look at the crater we left behind right here. This is the amount of damage we did to the world. We didn't even scratch the dude here. So you know what? One final thing. Since we can't kill him with bombs, let's give him the old Crabzilla test and just see how this is going to turn out. Oh yeah, I think I turned peaceful creatures on, so he's not going to try to attack me. Let me try one more time. And he immediately murders me. I didn't even bother trying to use my crab lasers on him. I just wanted to see how quickly he could kill the most powerful creature in the game without modification. Like I thought, he one-shot them. So I think it's safe to say that we have created a monster here today. And I don't even think outside of the life eraser could I kill this guy. So we need to lock him up. And I don't mean by some prison in the game that he could easily escape. We're gonna lock him up in the save files. And if you guys like this video enough, we'll come back and see if we can actually kill this guy. But anyway, that's about all for now. If you're still watching at this point in the video, clearly I did something to entertain you, so I'd appreciate it if you would click like and subscribe, and also join my Discord too if you want. I don't know, I'm not your dad. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Farewell.